Good Thursday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Thursday. I'm your host for South Carolina Weather, Jess Peterson, and let's go and talk about the weather for your Thursday evening going into your future. Looking at the radar right now, there is nothing going throughout the entire U.S. And if you go on and scroll your way out to the entire U.S. just in general, not throughout the state, but just throughout the U.S. There is some rain going on in Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, as well as some snow going on up here inside the Great Lakes region. We also do have some snow going on over here in the west with some rain as well inside of California with some flooding going on in San Francisco as well. So now going on to talk about our cloud cover. Cloud cover right now, honestly, pretty low clouds right now. But overall, that's all it's really looking like right now. The upstate, the low country of South Carolina, both have low clouds. Going into our cloud cover for tonight, as you go in and push this forward, this is tomorrow morning right here for our Friday morning cloud cover. Right now, it's pretty much still just spread out as you go around 24 hours out. There's not really much cloud cover to go with there. 36 hours out, cloud cover is pretty much covering the entire state at this time almost. This is Friday. This is Saturday morning actually right here. I think this is Saturday morning. And this is Saturday night. Right here as well as the entire state of South Carolina is covered with clouds. Current temperatures right now, current temperatures is 66 inside Columbia, and let's go on and move our way in, and let's go on and see what it is some more local locations. 64 in Chapin, as well as Newberry, 64 in Winsboro, 64 in Camden, as well as 66 in Sumter, 64 in St. Matthews and Orangeburg, as well as 64 inside of Saluda. We also have Aiken and McCormick, both at 64 and 62. Moving on to let's go on and move up to the upstate of South Carolina. 61 in Greenville, as well as 59 in Pickens, 59 inside of Walhalla, as well as 61 in Clemson, 62 inside of Gaffney, York, and Rock Hill, as well as 64 in Greenwood and 64 in Lawrence. Moving on over here towards the PD region of South Carolina, 62 in Conway, as well as 61 in Myrtle Beach, 59 in North Myrtle Beach, as well as 62 inside of Laura, 62 in Georgetown, 66 inside of Kingstree, and 66 inside of Manning. And now going on to the low country of South Carolina, where you have a 62 in Charleston, as well as 66 in your Holly Hill, 68 in your Walter 66 Somerville and Moncks Corner, as well as 64 in Beaufort, 66 inside of Ridgeland, and 64 in Hilton Head Island, as well as Allendale. Here's your low temperatures for tonight: 58 in Anderson, as well as 56 inside of Greenville and Spartanburg, 57 inside of Lawrence, as well as Rock Hill, 59 in Newberry, Winsboro, and Camden, 60 in Columbia, 61 in Aiken and Barnwell, as well as 61 in Orangeburg, 60 in Sumter, 60 in Florence, as well as 59 in Myrtle Beach, 58 in Georgetown, 56 inside of Moncks Corner, as well as Charleston, 58 at Walterboro, 59 at Hilton Head Island. Going into your chance of precipitation, this is tomorrow morning. I think I downloaded the wrong one by accident. Should be a quick fix. Should not take any longer than a couple of seconds here. So here it is right here. Here's the new one, the one that should be up right now. Right now it only shows just some, pretty much around maybe a good 30 to 59% chance of rain. That's kind of like a 50-50 shot. Places like Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson, Lawrence, and Rock Hill. And then you have the 15 to 29, which is Newberry and Greenwood. Everybody else not really expecting any sort of precipitation. So now going on to talk about our future. And when I say future, I just mean the next 48 or so hours. And we'll talk about the long-term future. And we'll look at the severe weather, also excessive rainfall aspect of it as well. But going on to push this forward, there goes some rainfall as you go into around 1 o'clock in the morning. Again, that's mainly staying up there in that area that's expecting the rain. But then as you get into around 5 o'clock in the morning, there may be a couple of downpours that's possible over there west of Greenwood, also just to the north of Florence as well. But as you get into around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, that's where that forecast that I just showed you ended. But overall, it's showing some more shower activity probably around the 7 to 9 o'clock in the morning area, but very, very isolated. And then continuing through, this is 7 p.m. or Yeah, 7 p.m. right here. 7 to 8 p.m. shower activity continues throughout the state. A lot, pretty much scattered, but it gets more compacted and less scattered as you get into around 1 to 2, 3, maybe even 4 o'clock in the morning, as well as you go into your Saturday. So Saturday's honestly, at least Saturday morning, is looking like that it could be showery at that time. So now talking about just severe weather in general. Here's the SPC outlook for tonight. There is a little small risk for some thunderstorm activity as you go up into the upstate of South Carolina, but right now it's not really looking like much. So I honestly wouldn't be expecting much. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, we go through today, tomorrow, all these days, nothing expected for either one of these or for anyone inside of the state of South Carolina. But continuing on past that, let's now go on and talk about our future, which is about like the next 400 or so hours. We'll see what's happening in between that time frame. But here it is, right here. Time is in the top right corner of your screen. So make sure that you check it out as we're pushing it through. But past around, I'd say around February the 9th, February the 10th, it really looks to be dry for just a little bit until you get to around February the 11th and the 12th, which is like a day. So we're looking dry February the 10th, but then February the 11th and the 12th has the potential to bring some rain, as well as February the 13th, the 14th as well. And look at this heavy rainfall again through the 16th as well. That's all under 300 hours. And if you go on and look and see how much precipitation that is, again, this is not going to be exact, but that's a lot. Around a good 2 to 6 inches of rain somewhere up there inside the upstate. And then the more closer you get towards the coastal regions and the Midlands, kind of in that area right there is where you'll start to see it decrease. But the closer you get to the coast, the lower totals you will get. And I've seen people talking about this where they said a good amount of rainfall is possible. So some excessive rainfall is definitely possible as you go into probably not only next week, but possibly early next week. Not early next week, early the week after next week as well. So that's what we're looking at there. Continuing to push it forward some more though. Overall, it's just staying dry until around February the 20th. More rainfall starts to move in. And overall, it's seeming to stay. It's seeming to stay a bit more on the wetter side, actually. So I think we're finally starting to leave our drier period that I've been talking about for about like a week now. Maybe a bit less than a week, but sometime around there. So that's what's going on there. So now let's go on and talk about the drought monitor. Drought monitor is out. And honestly, not really too surprised on, what's happening. I mean, kind of actually an expansion of the drought for a lot of places because the rain that we've been receiving has not been enough to pretty much knock any sort of drought out. Now, the rain that we might get late next week, early the week after next week might try to knock it out a little bit if it continues as modeled. But right now, I mean, we still have droughts up for Berkeley County, Charleston County, Georgetown, Williamsburg, Horry County, Florence, Marion, Dillon, all the way up towards York, Lancaster, Kershaw, York County, as well as Chester, all the way over here towards Anderson, Abbeville, and northern Greenwood, as well as western McCormick County, as well as portions of Spartanburg and northern Greenville County as well. So a lot of places still inside that D1, which is actually the lowest of the droughts, but it is still considered a drought. And then you have the D0, which is abnormally dry. That includes Dorchester, eastern Colleton, western Charleston County, Orangeburg, as well as Calhoun, Lexington, Richland, Saluda, as well as Edgefield, Greenwood, Greenville, Pickens, and Oconee counties as well. And then everyone else, Southern Aiken County, Barnwell, Allendale, Hampton, Jasper, Beaufort, and Western Colleton County is in the clear. Right now, no dry conditions. I mean, you might need some rain, but I mean, overall, you're not in any sort of abnormally dry or any drought or anything like that. It's about normal. about normal. And so now let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. I'm honestly kind of surprised here by some of the votes that we're getting inside of this favorite season, because we're getting some very, very diverse opinions here. Probably one of the most competitive polls I've seen so far, where the highest is only at 33%. But let's go on and look at this now. I'm trying to get it from out the way. All right, so here we go. I believe that's Miss Tolliver who says, I can't. Okay, let me go on and see if I can fix that real quick, as the poll is covering up your comment, so I can't see it right now. It says Mike has said that they got some snow and lots of wind up in Ithaca today. Drastically different weather than what we are expecting here. It 100% is. I mean, in New York, I believe highs and low temperatures in New York are only in the 20s or somewhere around there. Well, obviously over here it's way more different than it is. But you said good evening, nice day at my house as well. I think Berkeley Electric will get me one more time with some winter weather before springtime arrives. I agree with you as well. I do think that temperatures will start to dip again. And even if you look at temperature anomalies as well, which I'm doing this on the fly right now, especially in between the February the 17th through the February the 18th time frame, that's when a good amount of cold air can move through, as well as February the 11th and the 12th as well. Both of those time frames could actually be pretty cool, with temperatures potentially down in the 30s, maybe even in the 20s for some of us as well. So we are not done with winter yet. We are definitely not done with winter. Now going on to look at everybody else. My cousin Cheryl says, good evening, weatherman. Hope all is well. Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful week. It's almost Friday, so enjoy your weekend and be blessed. Love you, weatherman Cheryl. Thank you so much for that comment. It is. We only have one more day left, and we will be to the weekend. Miss Sherry says, good evening, weatherman. Good evening to you. That says, good evening, Joseph. I had some yard work today. Great weather. I hope this isn't a prelude to a hot summer. Especially down there in Texas. I don't know if I can promise you that it won't be a hot summer, but I mean, for now, at least you can enjoy the nice weather now. Cheryl says, hi, Joseph. Thanks for the forecast updates. No problem with that. And if you have not voted inside the poll yet, make sure that you do so. Spring and fall are currently tied at 33, and winter and summer is tied at 17. And my favorite season is actually summer. So, I mean, spring is, in my opinion, winter's too cold for me. At least sometimes. Now, when it snows, it's fine, but I just don't want it to be too cold for no reason. Fall, in my opinion, I think it's the most boring one. And then spring is kind of just when pollen comes, so I mean, that's obviously annoying as well. Summer, yes, it can be hot, but I think it's better than the other ones, in my opinion. Though. But now talking about San Antonio, though, as you go on and push this forward, there is not really any precipitation that falls throughout the entire 40 hours or so. As you go on and move up here to Raleigh as well, as you go on and push this forward, there actually is some rainfall that is possible as you go to around 1 to 2, maybe even 3 o'clock in the morning as well, going to tonight. But past that, not really, not much else until you get to around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe even 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning as well, going into your Saturday. So honestly, it's looking like it could be a bit rainy up there as well. So now talking about temperatures, let's talk about Raleigh first, but let's look at the likes real quick. We have 5 people watching. We've had 16 people tune in so far, but we only have 7 likes. So if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, make sure that you go in and do so. Low temperatures tonight in Raleigh will actually be most likely around the next hour. It'll be 49 degrees, but it's actually going to warm up as the night continues. But then it's going to try and drop again by around 8 o'clock in the morning, back down to around 50 degrees. So It's going to drop low, then it's going to kind of raise back up, but then it's going to drop low again. So very, very interesting. High temperatures tomorrow at around 64, low temperatures tomorrow night at around 39, and then high temperatures are only going to get up into the 40s. Only going to get up into the 40s. You can see as soon as it makes its way into South Carolina, you can kind of see the warm air. So honestly, it's not going to be as cold in South Carolina as it is in Raleigh, though. Even for our Saturday as well. Moving down over here to San Antonio, Texas. You do have low temperatures tonight at around 66-ish. High temperatures tomorrow, 79. Low temperatures tomorrow night at around 65. And then high temperatures probably going to around the mid to upper 70s going into your Saturday as well. No severe weather expected for either location, so let's go on and talk about what's going on just throughout the entire United States, just weather news-wise, newsworthy stuff for weather, and weather only. So a Pacific storm will continue to bring strong winds, heavy rain, with a risk for flooding to northern and central California, and heavy mountain snow in the Sierras, southern Cascades, and northern Rockies through Friday. A series of winter storms will impact the central and eastern U.S. through next week with locally heavy rain and a combination of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. So with all that comes fog as well down inside of Louisiana, very southern Alabama and Mississippi, as well as the panhandle of Florida, southeastern Texas as well. Fire weather going on inside of New Mexico. Even a severe thunderstorm watch up for Tennessee, as there are some severe thunderstorm warnings going on over there, with the chance for most likely a damaging wind, hail type threat. And then winter weather going on throughout the Northeast. We talked about that. Also over here inside of the West as well. And then something that I saw the other day. There was I think there was like some sort of mudslide or something like that inside of California, and a house that I saw inside of a video got kind of just put inside of a river. So that was interesting. I've never seen that before. Well, maybe. I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna have to think about that one. But it was a house and it was inside of a river, so from a mudslide. So that was interesting to see. But again, inside of California, and they're pretty notorious for that. But I don't see anything else inside the chat. Yep, I don't see anything else, and everything, the poll is still saying the same. Spring and fall still tied for first, 33%. Winter and summer both at 17% as well. And that's pretty much going to wrap this up. So hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of their Thursday. I will be back tomorrow morning with your Friday forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Thursday.